So, welcome to episode 16 of season 4. If you just joined, this is Maria of Maria the Arcane on Instagram, and I'm joined by our supreme overlordess, Robyn at a tired witch on Instagram. I have to sneeze, and I like it right when I was about to say your name.
And now you're not going to need to sneeze because you've addressed it.
Yep.
Oh, goodness. Hi. Hello, everyone. I don't need to sneeze. As a reminder, for those of you who are listening and are considering to join our Patreon, we have two big things. One is that Maria and I lowered the prices of the Spellcaster Coven tier from $50 to $40. Mm-hmm. So we would love to see you there. And for those of you who are interested in our monthly classes, don't forget that this month on August 27th, we have a class with Nika Phillips of Crescent and Craft, who's doing a class on candle magic making.
Yeah.
Which is going to be so good.
Yeah, she's the one that makes all these special deity candles and just really cute.
We had her in our box
ones.
one month. Mm-hmm. I think it was a year or two ago, but it was so good.
Yeah, those candles are they're legit.
They're so
heavy
nice.
Duty. They're so good.
They're so good.
Very much.
So she's doing a whole class on how to make them and how to put magic into them and all that, and we're really excited, so we hope to see you there. And don't forget that if you want to watch the class, but you are busy on the 27th, that if you are in the library tier and up, it is available to watch later. So you can still join to watch later if you can't make the class. If you've just joined us this week, every week, Maria and I talk about upcoming lunar phases and how you can utilize them in your magical practice. As a reminder, these are not astrological forecasts for your specific star signs. This is just how we can utilize the moon's phase magically. Now, that being said, this moon is very exciting. It's a blue moon. Mm-hmm. If you don't know what a blue moon is, I thought we could kind of touch on that before I talk about the moon phase. Blue moons are really rare. That's why we have that expression, once in a blue moon. It's because it's rare and it only happens once every 2.5 years. And I'm actually pretty sure the last blue moon was on Halloween of 2020. I'm pretty sure I'm right about that.
I think so. I remember there being a really awesome October where it was perfect.
It was perfect, yeah. So blue moons are moons that basically two full moons happen in a calendar month. There's also astrological blue moons where 2 will happen in the same astrological season, and there's seasonal blue moons where 4 will happen in a season rather than 3. But typically when we talk about blue moons, we are looking at them in a calendar month, not in the other 2, astrological and seasonal. And blue moons are really special because they are a second blue moon in a calendar month. Witches typically see them as supercharged moons, just really, really powerful. And because they're so rare, that it gives you your magic kind of this extra boost of luck and energy, etc. So it's a really good time to focus on any kind of magic that you want to give an extra kick in the pants to. This particular blue moon is going to be on August 30th. It is in Pisces. And full moons in Pisces are, in general, just an excellent time for daydreaming, imaginative energy, any kind of dream work. So messages from spirit guides or communicating, honestly, with spirits in general. This is a really good time for all of that. If you're somebody who perhaps is wanting to dabble in lucid dreaming, or the polar opposite, you have nightmares and you want to work on wards to keep them away, this is a really good time to do spell work for all of that.
Yeah. No, I think this has been such a dreamy month. We started off with Aquarius, which is already very dreamy on itself, and then it's a blue moon month, and then we have Pisces, which is I don't know, it's very dreamy. But I love the idea of if you are like tired of working like with dream magic and stuff during the Pisces moon, maybe doing something for like meditation or hedge crossing, like making your special, right?
Yeah, I love that idea. Yeah.
Like creating your little potions, or even just going for it. Like go ahead and, hedge cross and like do spirit flight. Like go out, go full witch. Like I'm very excited for this Pisces.
Responsibly. You want somebody who wants to dabble in those sort of things while using belladonna. Maybe just research it a little bit. That's not, for the record, that's not something that we are recommending.
No.
But if there is something that you are considering, please do a lot of research before you dabble into something like that. Please, dip in a pinky toenail, not even the full toe, and please source your goods from trusted and reliable sources with long histories of credits and reputations. Don't just get it from a random Etsy.
Exactly. I mean, there's so many different spirit flight ointments and stuff that does not have anything poisonous in it. That works 100%. And I'll actually be mentioning some in our main segment. So
yay!
Cheers. So, if you just joined us this episode or haven't listened to other episodes so far this season, in lieu of choosing a card and discussing it like we were doing the previous ones, we're just having whole conversations on the different sections in tarot. So we've already been over the 1s through the 9s, and now we're on the 10s, and we will be getting to the court cards in the next few episodes. But anyways, as I said, we are discussing our thoughts on the 10s. So we have reached the end of a cycle, and within the suits, we see the results of what this uniquely means, some of them being a lot more final than others in the suits. So we see the most final ending of a cycle when it comes to the 10 of Swords. It represents being done, done emotionally, done physically, done spiritually. Even
You're tapped, baby.
Yeah. Even if you want to keep going, you can't, unless it's to completely start over, wipe the slate clean, and, taking the knowledge of this failure and disappointment with you in order to do it better next time. Now, with the 10 of Pence, we see a new cycle about to start after reaching an ending. We create this ending by creating a legacy in what we want to do, a legacy from what we've created within our goals, and making these goals keep going long after we have finished them, maybe even possibly for these goals giving back to others, let's say employees that work under us or anything. It helps them further along, or even our own family members, if we create a financial stability for them and ourselves. And then we reach the dreamy ending, and what I personally consider an unrealistic long-term ending, which is the 10 of Cups. This card is about reaching peak happiness. It is a great day. It's if you were to envision it, it would be a great day spent with friends and family, where you feel you've absolutely made it. The thing is, though, life ebbs and flows. This peak happiness doesn't last forever. Doesn't mean you shouldn't enjoy it as it is happening. No, but please do enjoy it. Just know that happiness is something we have to continually work on and towards. Honestly, the 9 of Cups shows a more realistic version of an ending emotionally, being proud of what you've created, but will eventually, get up to make more. Now, with the 10 of Wands, it represents how we have to keep going despite reaching in the end of a cycle. Our life paths aren't done until they are done. Work is continual, even for things we are passionate about. If we want to keep up with what we have created, we have to continue to put energy into it. Okay.
Yeah.
So how do you view the 10s?
I'm fully on board with everything that you just said. The only addition I would add to what you said is not an addendum, it's an addition, is that because 10s are the completion of a cycle, when we see these cards, there is an almost unspoken expectation that you should have learned something by this point. Whether that is learning a hard lesson or learning, a strength within yourself that you didn't think that you had, or learn to find happiness and love. Like whatever it is, there is a unspoken expectation here that while this cycle has ended, it has ended because you have learned something. And that's important, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. It's like, with any end of the cycle, you're going to take the knowledge of the first one with you into the next one. We live, we learn, we grow.
If you've been following along this season, Maria and I have been talking about witchy tools and how to use them. A little history, a little tips, a little personal practice. And this week we were talking about Besoms or Brooms. For those of you who've seen the word Besom and you're like, what the heck is that? It's a broom. The word is, it's broom. It's a broom. Oh gosh!
When I first saw that word, I always thought it, meant boobies because it's like
stop it because it's like bosom.
Yeah,
you're so funny.
Oh, you gotta think this was 13 me and 13-year-old me. I'm like, why would those be tools? I guess they are, like, for some people.
Besoms, in my opinion, are one of the, well, not just my opinion, but it's an actual fact when we talk about history. Besoms are one of those tools that we find in history, specifically in Eurocentric witchcraft, as a witchcraft tool that's hidden in plain sight. Everybody's house has a broom, right? That's a common household tool. And so anybody can have it and utilize it and use it. And it's not a screamingly obvious witchcraft tool.
Yeah. So, like, with them being like a symbol of, I just think, they were very connected to women, and women were, the main ones being convicted of witchcraft. And so, being a symbol of domesticity, always pronounce that wrong, hopefully I pronounced that right.
No, that's not right to me.
Like, okay, so, but then of course they're going to see, a woman's tool becoming also something for her independence, and like,
speaking of belladonna.
Speaking of which, like, earmuffs for the littles, but I'm going to have like a very hot take. Like, I want, like, brooms have been talked about for witches, like, since the Middle Ages. So, like, as I said, hot take, but, we have heard women of that time have used broom handles as...
They be fucking them.
Yeah.
They be fucking them.
I mean, of course, like, sex toys weren't really around back then.
They be fucking them. Listen, yeah. I don't know if maybe Maria and I are the only millennials that are listening to this podcast, even though we aren't listening, we're on it. But if we can all just go back in time. The year is 1999. Harry Potter just came out, and the Sorcerer's Stone. And they gave us these little brooms. Do you remember those to fly around? And they vibrated.
I know.
And all these little girls were so excited to play with their new broom, to the point it got recalled because they were fucking them. They were fucking them. Yeah, they were. And so if history doesn't repeat itself.
Well, like, so them being a symbolism for independence, so, like, men would freak out about it because they're being replaced, and they're unnerved, women are exploring themselves sexually. So of course, they're like, oh, that woman's very connected to her broom. Definitely a witch.
Yeah, well, that's actually where the history or the historical context of witches flying brooms comes from.
Yeah.
So our reference earlier to belladonna does actually stem from a historical standpoint as well. This is not how you should take belladonna. Again, we are not saying you should take belladonna, okay? But because we mentioned it earlier, I feel like I have to address it now, which is the fact that historically speaking, they would make flying ointments, which are these belladonna and fat salves, basically. They would dress their brooms with them, have sex with them, and see visions. Don't do that. Just please don't fuck a broom. If you do fuck a broom, that is your business, but I do recommend some safer options, like maybe something made of silicone that looks like a broom. Let's not internally puncture ourselves, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, and there was different, like, of course, there was definitely women, like, getting high off, sorry, my dog, but we're definitely getting, like, high off their brooms by doing it that way. But then also, like, around the witch trials, it was said, like, women's would take, like, spirit flights on their brooms, like, leaving their bodies to attend gatherings with other witches and
specifically on Sabbaths.
Of course, yes, with the devil. And they flew with their familiars as well. And, like, on these spirit flights, they would do, like, spell work and celebrate and get into all sorts of debauchery. But basically it's kind of like what hedge crossing is, like, that whole, like, your spirit leaving your body and you taking your broom. And they would take, the thing that symbolizes domesticity and take it and go fly to go get crazy, go get, go
get
drink,
wild, get crazy, get wild. Oh goodness.
But as you said, like, while in folklore it is said, like, witches used very poisonous plants to make flying ointments, such as I'm going to pronounce this wrong. I've only seen it spelled, so please. That's fine. Please bear with me.
We're ready to all mock you. Come on, listeners, gather around. We're about to mock Maria.
Aconite? Did I do that right? Aconite?
I have no idea. I have no idea what word you're trying to say.
I'm going to spell it out. Aconite. But we also see... Yeah, that's what I was thinking, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that feels right. Maybe everyone's going to mock both of us.
But anyways, that is seriously poisonous, and you will see it in folklore. Please do not use it. You will die. You will die.
Use it.
Die. Yeah.
Not use it. Don't do it. If you're thinking about it, you're like, well, maybe I could just fuck around. You will find out.
Well,
don't do it.
I have a theory. That was put in folklore by witch hunters, and so I think they wanted women to off themselves if they were, witchy.
Maybe.
So they were, maybe. But we also see plants.
Are you even a real witch unless you die?
Have you tried this plant? I promise it'll take you to a whole other world.
Plane. Real witch is going to ascend to the astral plane by simply dying. Have you thought about it?
Yeah.
Are you a real witch or are you a fucking coward?
But we also see plants like parsley juice. Oh my gosh, I can't pronounce this, but cinquefoil. Whatever.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Soot, bird blood, vetch, and the young blood of children, maiden hair fern. And obviously, those were most likely added for shock value during the witch trials. But the main plants we continue to see in these are the poisonous ones, which are mandrake, belladonna, henbane, and datura. But I do honestly don't recommend, as Robyn said, unless you are getting it from a qualified herbalist that knows their shit, that you know in person, and you know them very, very well.
Even if you don't know them in person. Because, like, let's be honest, not a lot of us know our local belladonna or mandrake supplier.
I would personally not feel comfortable getting from anyone online.
I wouldn't either, but I know good sources for products exist. I can think of one off the top of my head who I will not repeat because she and I have beef. But she does good products. So listen, I can admit when somebody does good quality stuff, I'm also not going to tell everybody about you, so suck on that. Anyway, my point is that there are reliable sources out there who, whether or not they get along with me and I get along with them, they do make good product, they do know their shit. And so if you are considering to dab a pinky toenail into this stuff, like, literally do your research. Talk to other people who have used their products. You know, how long have they been doing this? Are they certified as an herbalist? You know what I mean? Do they teach classes? You know what I mean? Like, do a lot of research out there on that person before getting a potentially lethal dose of mandrake. And simultaneously, keep in mind that even if you go with a super reliable source, you might be somebody who is poison sensitive. And it's important to note that even if they know their shit, even if they put their, correct dosages, you could still get poisoned.
And also, I have two things. One thing is that usually flying ointment now just goes on the body. It is not used as food.
Don't put it internally. So, no.
Yeah, do not.
Just don't put it, straight up. I'm just going to be the guy to say it. If they tell you can put it internally, fucking don't. Like, there's one of your red flags that maybe this is not for you.
Yeah. And honestly, there's so many great alternatives than to go like with a poisonous route. There's so many amazing recipes out there. And honestly, I'm going to sound like a huge stoner, but I find that pot is like a great thing that helps like all sorts of spirit flights along. Robyn.
Like, listen guys, at the end of the day, man, all you need to fucking do is smoke a really good joint and then you are edge flying, bitch.
It's true. But they even make oils, lotions, salves, and I know people...
Gateway drug.
Yeah.
It's the gateway drug.
But I also know people who just use alcohol. Like, they'll have, like, a glass of wine beforehand. I mean...
Yeah. It's true.
And then they just burn some mugwort or some wormwort, and then they're on their merry way. I mean, do whatever works best for you. You don't have to go this super duper traditional route to spirit fly on your brooms.
Do not fuck your broom covered in fucking poison. Just don't do it. Like, again, if you want to get symbolic, I am certain with every fiber of my being that a silicone fucking broomstick exists. Okay? If you can think of it, it exists. I've seen Shrek fleshlights. Okay? They exist. It's out there, man. So just get the thing that you want to get in a safe capacity, and let's not send ourselves to fucking poison control, okay?
No, I completely agree. So, how about have you made a broom before?
I've never made a broom. But I have watched classes on making brooms because it's something I really want to do. It's just so committed that it kind of scares me.
I'm in the process of making one. I'm making a birch handled broom, and I've always had like such a deep connection with birch. Like, birch corresponds to renewal, purification, protection, even warding. So honestly, to me, it's like the perfect handle for a broom. But I also like elder because of the whole folklore that elder trees are just witches in disguise.
I love that folklore too.
I love it so much, and it symbolizes power and cleansing, away hexes and baneful magic. But yeah, I'm very excited. And I'll be using like wheat for the straw of the broom rather than just regular straw. I just think it would look so pretty. Like with the little wheat ends.
Well, I know that, like, commonly speaking, like the the bristles of the broom, like can be made from things like straw. It can be made from willow. It can be made from like the, you know, like on birch trees, the really thin like branches. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. The
twigs.
Yeah, people use like really, really thin twigs a lot
or like
on their brooms.
hazel I know gets used as well.
Yeah.
So beautiful.
And then you can always dress up your brooms more by using like flowers or other plants to decorate them.
Yeah.
But they also you can buy like the pre-made brooms from like Lowe's with the like the wooden handle and just like start adding like flowers and correspondences.
Or you can just use it just as is. Like, listen.
Yeah, of course.
Maria and I are aesthetic babies. But you do not need to be an aesthetic baby. You can just head on down to your local Dollar Tree and get yourself a nice broom for $1.50, and you can get to getting. Those ones will be made of plastic, so I personally wouldn't recommend it. But it doesn't mean that if that's what's in your budget, it's out of the question.
I don't know. I actually find the wooden ones actually cheaper usually than the plastic. So if you just want to go straight wooden ones, go. Yeah, if you get them at Lowe's, they're only like a few dollars, and they're very well made. Yeah. And
this episode is sponsored by Lowe's.
Their handles also sometimes come in different colors, so you can use color correspondence for the handles.
That is clever. That's very clever.
Yeah.
We have different besoms we utilize in our house for different things. So we have like teeny tiny ones, and we have like big ones, and we have like symbolic ones. We have so many brooms in our house.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Well, you know, cinnamon broom season's right around the corner.
It's coming, baby. If you're somebody who's like, oh, geez Louise, I sure want one of those really cute brooms, but I just don't want to pay all that money, well, you can head to your local grocery store in approximately 3 weeks. And you get the cinnamon broom for like $5. Target or Trader Joe's has them. Rayleigh's has them. Safeway has them. Kroger's has them.
Publix
has them.
Yeah. That like
Whole
almost
Foods
everywhere.
Has them. It's not going to be organic, but I wouldn't pay those prices. But you could go to Whole Foods if you want to. Joann's carries them.
Yeah,
I mean, you name it.
And then just go to I don't know if your stores have it, but the little flower section where you can pick and match the flowers, so you can dress up your cinnamon broom even more.
Hang that shit upside down.
Aesthetic.
Hang that shit upside down. It's dry in 5 days, and make yourself a beautiful broom bundle. Why not?
Exactly. But so, how do you use your broom in your practice?
Well, I'm a big believer in brooms being utilized to kind of like the moon, where depending on if I'm pushing or pulling, that's what I'm doing with energy. So if I am sweeping away, right, it's pushing out things that I don't want. So I utilize that for cleansing. I utilize, like, especially like energy clearing. I utilize that for like bad energy. I utilize it for like when I have a working that has completed, like it has finished all the way, and I want to get rid of any residual like castings from that working, I will do a broom cleansing to push it out of my house. Well, simultaneously, you can use it to sweep inwards, right? If we want to do things like money drawing, luck drawing, love drawing, good energy drawing, etc. And I tend to utilize things like floor powder with a broom, depending on, again, my intention. If I'm pushing out or pulling in, I will make something that corresponds with what I'm trying to do, and I will sweep in the direction I need.
Yeah, I love that.
I think it's important to note that this is just my opinion, so take it or leave it. But never, ever, 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 ever sweep from outside of your home into your home, okay? And let me explain why. Even if you're doing like you're trying to draw in money, let's say, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're also drawing in all the outside energy, all the people in your neighborhood, all their dog feces, just like any residual doo-doo that you don't want, you're pulling in with the thing you're trying to do. And if you're doing it successfully, you're going to have this financial gain and also the energy of your neighbors. And I don't know about you, but I don't want their stinky shit in my house.
I don't necessarily. Yeah, I don't necessarily do the sweep in, but I do keep. Oh my gosh, I got so much hell for it when I did it. When I posted it to TikTok, but I have my broom right side up on my door just to sweep in abundance because it's the cinnamon broom. But I don't bring stuff in. It's just a sweep in abundance. It's just on the threshold. But people
are so goddamn dramatic. If it's just resting on a door frame, why are they freaking out about it? You didn't show you.
They're like, you need to have it reversed because you're letting everything in. I'm like, I know what I'm not letting in. That's what my wards outside my house is for.
Hello?
Like, I have stuff.
Let's not even get into that. I'm not even going to get into the fucking witch police that is TikTok. I've been doing this for 2 months and I actually know more than you. Like, shut the fuck up. Anyway, anyway, not to be a hater. Let's move on.
No, I do the same thing as you. I do the whole house. I love doing the energetic house cleaning with the broom, like the whole, like working from one side of the house. I work from one side of the house and kind of like go counterclockwise and then go out the front door. And then I do a nice good smoke cleanse afterwards. And I do use my brooms for like if I'm doing like spirit flight type things. I just like lay it next to me and
she fucks it. Guys, this is how she's telling you she fucks the broom. Sick. It's a cinnamon broom too, guys. It's got so many little branches.
That hurts so bad.
Everybody pray for Maria. She's not doing well.
Like, I just love fall so much.
Listen, I am so crazy about fall that I am just going to shove this entire cinnamon broom inside me. Namaste.
But no, I also use brooms for travel spells, and in particular, I use the plant broom in travel spells. Just kind of like to, sweep me towards the direction I need to go. And I also like to put broom in like cleansing spells as well, obviously.
I like it.
But yeah, I find it very witchy to involve my broom in travel spells.
Yeah. I just think there's such a powerful symbol. Mm-hmm. Like, even if you aren't somebody who wants to utilize them in actual spell work, I just think there's such a powerful symbol of like what we believe in, who we are, et cetera, and like we're just women in general, like not even people who consider themselves witches, but just women in general, how far we've come in history. And I think it's really beautiful.
Yeah. As witches, we use them as a thing of independence and getting freedom. And as I said, travel and like basically, being like, F your energy, I'm going to put my own energy here. And so we're using brooms to our advantage rather than our
demise.
Demise. There we go. The everyday toil of cleaning up after everyone all the time. Instead, you could look at your broom after you sweep and be like, I'm going to use you later to go on a spirit flight in your mind now.
Before we end this segment, I just want to say one more time, please do not fuck your broom. Please don't put belladonna, mandrake, or any other poison inside your body. Remember the Don't Fuck Your Rocks episode? I'm doing it again. Both brooms, please.
There's so many great other options. And I'm pretty sure I did an article a long time ago on a smoke cleanse that you can do before spirit flight to just kind of, in lieu of putting anything on your body.
I'm going to make the cover for this episode one of those silicone brooms. That's what I'm going to do when I announce the episode. So everybody brace for it.
So, Robyn, what is stirring your cauldron?
I don't know what's funnier. I don't know what's funnier. Is you saying it or the fact that you get so close to your microphone?
You have to get your lips all up in there. You're like, hello.
That's what she said.
How are you?
That is what she said. Anyway, Maria's about to get her lips all up in there, guys. Anyway. Oh, she's got Besom on the brain.
Especially those ones that we looked up.
Oh my, the ones that are going to be the cover of this episode.
Yeah.
Get ready for it, gang. What is Stirring My Cauldron? If you're in the Discord, you're probably going to be like, Robyn, shut the fuck up. We know. But I keep talking about cleansing sprays. But in like pump bottles with like Florida water and water like diluted. And I keep talking about them because I'm like obsessed right now. And I had a friend who was having something go on in her life, and I was like, have you considered holy water in a spray bottle? I mean, it worked. So much to consider. I might be onto something here. I don't know. Is the recycled spray bottle a underutilized tool? Yes, it is. I am obsessed right now. 12 out of 10. Highly recommend. I think you all should do it.
And they're so fun to make, especially if you're using like fresh herbs and stuff. And
like salt, you can like make it with, crush your salt down to a nice fine powder and put hot water in it so it melts. Oh.
And that's my favorite. Like just the simplest cleansing ever. There's nothing to light, and you don't have to open up your windows because you can just like spray your stuff on the outside.
Especially if you rent, spray cleanses are the simplest way to freaking cleanse. Put a bit of rosemary in there, some salt. And get to spraying, baby.
Works just as well. You don't have to stick to one thing.
Yeah. So, Maria, what's not stirring your cauldron this week?
Oh, let me tell you. You also got super close to the mic. You know what's up.
I know. I had to get up in there with my lips, okay? I've heard it's good. I heard that's what the professionals are doing, and I'm just trying to keep up, okay?
But, so every spooky season, I am reminded of the deck I cannot use because it comes from a very problematic creator, and I didn't find out that they were problematic until after I had owned the deck for some time. And so what's not stirring my cauldron is that when I find something I really love and then find out that I can't use it anymore because the person who made it is a crap person, even if they are witchy and, you know, supposedly more open about things because, you know, they're dealing with tarot decks and magic or stuff like that.
They're still a fucking racist.
Yeah, exactly. And I just... word of caution, guys, if you're going to buy a deck, also look up the creator and make sure that, like, I would just look up the creator and just type a problematic, especially if it's a tarot deck, because I promise you things will pop up. But the deck I'm mentioning, I'm not going to mention the name because I don't want us to be sued or anything like that, but it is an older deck. So it's not any of the new Halloween decks. So
it's also been removed after they got heat for it existing, and this is like 7 years ago.
After they had doubled down on their, because what happened is they released a very, very problematic deck, and people called them out for it. It wasn't the Halloween deck; it was a different one, and they just doubled down on their opinion and said that it was
history. Get over it.
Yeah, it's history. Get over it. This was for nostalgia. Nostalgia.
Without going into details of naming the deck, just so that way, in case you guys are like, what could be so problematic? The entire deck was nothing but blackface. Hinted blackface.
Yeah.
I'm not going to name exactly what kind of blackface because that will give away the name of the deck. But the entire deck was blackface.
And it just, as I said, it does suck because the Halloween deck was very cute and I loved it very much. And
ooh,
yeah, I can't I can't, use it,
don't
look
blame
at
me
it,
at all.
or anything. Nope. But yeah, that's what's not stirring my cauldron. So let's be good people and not put out problematic decks that gets people canceled for good reason. Yeah. Okay.
If you've just joined us this week, every week we talk about creators that we are loving right now. This can be artists, bloggers, authors, other podcasts, social media accounts, just like whatever that we're digging right now. These are organic finds, they are not ads. And this season, we have incorporated a third creator, which is somebody that the listeners, like you guys, submit. So that being said, Maria, who are you digging right now?
So I am digging The Secret Oracle of the Green Witch from US Games, written by Cecilia Lattari and illustrated by Betti Greco. It's just such a super cute Oracle deck, and it's very well rounded. It's not like very Green Witch oriented. I mean, there's a great deal of it that's Green Witch oriented, but it just feels overall just witchy and cute because there's even like a hedge witch card, there's a kitchen witch card, and all that. And the art style, of course, is like super cute. It's up my alley. So if you really like, darker decks that aren't all like bright and in your face, this one might be for you. And I highly recommend looking
so
it up.
Cute.
Yeah. So who are you loving?
So I'm actually digging this shop. It's a Portland shop called Queen Meb. And we might have talked about them before on here before, but I don't think so. And
I don't think so.
Specifically, they sell Besoms, which is what made me think of it because of this episode, that are made by a company. Well, they have a few of them, but there's Twig. Hold on, let me pull it up. There is the House of Twigs, and then there's Kevin Crafts. And Kevin Crafts has been something that we have utilized in our box before. They did the two-toned candles that we got. Do you remember?
Oh, yeah.
And like, the brooms that they sell are really wonderful. They're like contrasting colors. You have like a dark broom with like bright colored twine, or they've got ones that are like rainbow gradients, and they're just really, really beautiful. And it's kind of it's a good shop that kind of caters to all these like very aesthetic and beautiful besoms that I thought were, really great. And I know that I know historically they have taught classes on how to make brooms at their shop. I don't know if that's something that they do routinely or not. I just know I've seen it before. So yeah, that if you've been inspired perhaps during this episode, that might be a source to seek one out. But I think they're really wonderful.
Yeah, they're very cute. I love them very much.
And then we have our listener choice. And before we get into who it is from one of our, like, the submission was from one of our Discord members, Aaron. And I just think that's fun. I think it's fun that we get to utilize Discord submissions.
Yeah, I really, it was fun seeing them post all their sort of things. Typically we post it to like...
Yeah, to Instagram or whatever. But this week, they just started submitting them onto Discord. I think we can both agree that it was really great. And so, this shop is called Saga, Mariah, Flora, and Fungi, and they're an artist and shopkeep, and they do like little cute embroideries and art pieces and just cool things like that I don't know. Aaron says they haven't updated in a while, but I guess they're having a new shop update on the 21st. Their stuff is really cute, so hopefully you guys can snag something cool. Thank you all so much for joining us today. That we hope that you will see us again on Friday, August 25th for our Coffee Talk episode, or on September 1st for our 17th episode of season 4. I said that like we are going to die. We hope to make it. Keep an eye out on our social media or head to our website, coffeeandcauldrons.com, to find out more information and see what we're up to. And don't forget to join us on Patreon August 27th with Nika Phillips of Crescent and Craft for her class on making magic candles.
Are we reading this like Ghost Host then? Should I go ahead and read it that way?
Well, apparently I am like threatening our demise, so.
Additionally, our Patreon Magical Beginnings offers our special 25-minute part 2 episode. A huge library of articles about witchcraft and Discord community full of fun events and discussions. And we'll even have a tier that offers one-on-one conversations with Robyn and myself.
So please, if you love our sexy, sensual voices, take a moment to review us on whatever streaming service, such as Apple Podcasts or Spotify. We love reading your reviews, and even if you just rate us instead of writing a review, it really helps us out a lot. It helps us to be seen by others, and we appreciate it greatly. Thank you to everybody who already has and to everybody who will in the future.
Yes, so again, this is Coffee and Cauldrons.
With Robyn from At a Tired Witch on Instagram.
And I'm Maria from At Maria the Arcane on Instagram. You ready?
One.
Two. Three. Witches!
See my pants.